Hello, welcome to another AWS training. In this video, we are looking to um, create a CloudFront distribution to act as a proxy for our S3 content. S3 content is unavailable for the public access, and then we'd like to make it available to public through CloudFront. And after that, we like to learn how CloudFront can refresh the content in its memory and its cache whenever there is any change in its origins. Here, S3 is the origin for our CloudFront, and we like to know how it works, how can we access to the content through CloudFront, and then how to force CloudFront to refresh the content of our web page. So let's get started. Alright, so to start, let's go and create a bucket in S3. It can be a general purpose bucket. So the name of the bucket will be something unique, and hopefully this one is a unique one. So access controllers are disabled, block all public accesses, and the versioning is disabled. We can leave everything by default. Now to test the web page, I'm uploading two files here, one index file and one image file, and you'll see how it works. So let me upload these two files into our S3, and remember that the public access to these two objects are disabled now. Now let's go to CloudFront, and let's open it. And now let's start by building our first distribution. The origin is the bucket that we already created, and then we can go ahead. We don't need to have, to have public origin access, we should allow public access to the bucket, but we don't like it. We go to the origin access control settings, which is recommended, and then bucket can restrict access to only CloudFront, which is something that we like. And to do that, we need to have origin access control, and we create a new one, and later we'll see a new policy S3. So let's change this one. So let's go with this one. Okay, that's fine. This will create a new S3 bucket policy later for us, which is good. So let's go ahead. So this is like the origin. Then the origin access is origin access control settings, which is recommended. It will create a new policy for us. Then we can go with most of the default items here. So we can leave everything here, For the WAF, web application firewall, we don't need it right now, we can disable it. And then for the settings, we can leave everything as it is. For default root objects, we can go to index.html, and then that's it. So we can create our distribution. Now this is the bucket policy that needs to be updated. Let's copy the policy. Let's go to S3, the bucket. Let's go to permission, and the bucket policy here is empty. Let's edit the bucket, paste the policy here, and to know how it works, we can go ahead with like looking at the policy itself. So this effect is allow, and then the service is, this policy is for CloudFront, right? And then what is the permission? Permission is getting object on S3, and then which bucket or which object. This is the bucket or object. So the bucket that we created, and star means all the objects. And then so this is the CloudFront, right? Our CloudFront has allow access to get object from S3 and the bucket and all objects. So access is now granted. Now let's come back to our CloudFront. We should wait for this CloudFront to be ready to be to be deployed completely. So I will pause the video and I will come back here whenever it's ready to go. Alright, so let's see. Still it's deploying. Let's copy the distribution domain name, and let's see if it works, right? Yeah, it works, right? So it seems that distribution is now complete. As you see, this is like the index page, and this image is the one that I've already uploaded, and CloudFront works well. Now let's do something. Now I like to change do some changes in my bucket objects, right? Let's first delete this index file, right? Just be sure that everything is deleted. Just these are the tests, right? We can go with the versions, we can go to several other actions, but I like to permanently delete that index file, so it's now deleted, right? If I go to the web page, if I refresh it, right, so it's not that much quick. You can set it, right? You can, by options, you can set it how quick it will come back and refresh the content. But I like to show you something about like how can we force it to do it right now. For the index.html file, which I showed you and which we have uploaded before, I will open it in Notepad, and then I will edit it, right? So edit it, and here let's go to body, so edit it, and then instead of this pen and paper JPG, I go to nature. This is another image. So this is done. Now let's bring that, so let's go to upload and then bring that nature.jpg also here. Let's upload it, and then if I go to the bucket, then I see, oh sorry, I have to also bring the new index.html file as well. And now it should be again a new HTML file, new index.html file, and then the new picture, right? So everything should be new. All right, so still it keeps going with the previous cached content. Now let's go to CloudFront. In CloudFront, if we go to invalidations, we can create a new one. When we create these invalidations, what it does, it clears everything, it deletes everything on the paths that we define. So on this paths, we it said that add each object path to remove them from CloudFront cache, right? So what I do, I said to go with like everything that you have on the current paths, right? And then let's create it. So it will remove all the content in the cache, and then by the next refresh on that web page, it again goes to S3 bucket and it reads everything again, right? So it should be an updated content, right? So hopefully, let's see. So we should wait for this one to be completed. It's now completed. It's very quick. Let's come back to the web page and then let's refresh it. So if you refresh it, then it goes to read S3 object from S3 bucket again. As you see, this is edited, my file, and this is the new image. So we could force CloudFront to refresh the content by going to invalidation, and by asking the CloudFront to delete all the cached content, and then the next refresh will have the new content. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one and you learned something about how CloudFront can make our S3 bucket objects available to public. Thank you.